Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. I am your host, Deter McBusiness, America's favorite white Anglo-Saxon Protestant gone left coastal, joined as always by Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are California lefties talking to you about national politics, and tonight we have a special guest, Chicago's own PepTalks TV. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, we got plenty
Yeah.
to talk about, plenty to discuss. Etchbix, thank you so much for getting in the party
Hey.
already.
Hello. Hello.
I like to let Stat Pat open up because he's a little bit more studious than I am. I'm busy with some other shit, but Pat, what is top of mind for you right now?
Oh,
Uh,
just the. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. I thought he was talking to me for a second.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
said
sir.
Oh,
Pat, not Pep.
my
Uh,
bad. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. I guess the thing at the top of my mind is the impending economic recession that the whole world's about to be thrown into due to the energy crisis, completely started by Trump. Because of the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz, California, I believe, just got its last shipment from the Middle East of oil, and the fact that the past 8 9 weeks we haven't seen any traffic go through the Strait of Hormuz. It's going to get really, really bad, and I don't think a lot of people are really aware of just how dire the situation is. Um, I know that like Poland and South Korea have implemented price caps for gas, which isn't going to mean much when all their stations end up going empty. And also, Europe is, I think, 3 weeks left of jet fuel.
Right?
It's actually like really, really bad, and not enough people are talking about it. If mainstream media does, it's like not with a sense of urgency. It's or they're just glossing over the finer details, and I think a lot of it is to just artificially prop up the market right now, because that's kind of like all they care about is just like massaging the numbers and making it seem like it's not as bad as it actually is. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised, like within the next couple months, we see numbers just flip on a dime and almost double.
oh yeah, absolutely. No, I was kind of saying that myself about like how just the jobs numbers alone. I'm like, dude, we're not seeing 3.8% inflation. People like paying this much at the grocery store and at the gas station, and then magically have this jobs report, which then got me thinking. It's like, wait, the only reason that even would make sense is that now it's because we all have three or four fucking jobs.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's how they measure it too. Like they don't really count. They don't really measure employment the right way at all.
No.
Like most people, at least people I know, who aren't already going to school or have a cozy living situation, they need two jobs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not working two jobs right now, and you're going into debt. I'm
Well,
No,
working two jobs right now.
yeah. Shit, I got a couple outstanding loans. Yeah, it's not pretty right now.
yeah, I mean they got the credit card. I know that credit card usage has gone up in the last
Way
few
up.
like months.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
No, I
I
mean
mean,
this is what happens. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the pattern of getting into credit card debt. What usually happens is the family or the individual, but you know, let's say it's a family, they've got their income and they have to use a good chunk of that, if not most of it, for rent and utilities and that stuff that you need cash for. And then everything else goes on the credit card. They pay off the credit card as much as they can every month,
mhm,
but ultimately they're not getting ahead of it. Ultimately, it could be a few $100s every month, it could be $1,000 every month, but
yeah.
every month they are going slowly but surely into a deeper chasm of debt. And
yeah,
ultimately, they just have to
Yes.
file for bankruptcy.
yeah, and it's like I can speak personally to something with me where it's like I was very good with my payment history until we had something happen in my family where it was just like you can never plan for it, and it's like
Right.
you have to miss one payment, like you said, then all of a sudden all that interest is there and you're fucked.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Unless you
Yeah.
come into some serious money in one big chunk.
Mhm.
and that doesn't happen very often. Usually, only when like someone dies or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but yeah, no, I mean, the Iranians are a tough people. They
Hmm.
are a tough people. It's like funny, we talk about American exceptionalism on here, Pep, a lot,
You might want to ban
and
this guy real quick.
oh yeah,
Hmm.
oh okay, cool.
Hmm.
Um, so anyway, we talk about American exceptionalism a lot, and it's hard for Americans to believe that other countries out there are as tough as we are.
Mhm.
And the Iranians are showing that they might even be tougher than we are because we're supposed to be the ones with the superior resources, and here we are in a gridlock with a country that's as
Where have
big
I
as
seen
our
this
west
before?
coast. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Vietnam,
Yeah.
Bro,
Iraq,
the Iraq War,
Afghanistan.
man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Iraq
Yeah.
dude,
was the
like I
yeah.
remember when they
Same
sold us
thing
the
too. Yeah.
Iraq War. They were just like, "Yeah, we're gonna be in there, out of there, real quick." It was like 3 weeks. Like they had the same thing where it was like, "That's gonna be a few weeks," but they didn't have like a Trump character. Like Bush didn't go out there. He's just like, you know what? We're gonna have to take a few more weeks. Like he did mission accomplished, and then everybody like kind of forgot about it
Right.
for as far as like the general public. You had idiots
Right.
like me that were just like, Dick Cheney's the devil, Donald Rumsfeld sucks, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, my dad's just like, wait, we're still in Iraq. It's like, yes, we are.
They
Yeah.
were there for
Yeah.
20 years.
We were. Yeah, no kidding. And they keep. I mean, there's still no um, actual spoken set objectives.
Yeah.
They haven't uttered that to the public at all. It's always shifting too. There's never a concrete goal. It's always some other thing or another. And like now we're at the point where the U.S. is admittedly, this is like indirectly admitted by Hegseth, we're low on ammo.
Hmm?
We can't actually carry out said goals because of the um, depletion of uh, ammunition, and not to mention Iran. Like Iran really does hold all the cards right now.
Hmm.
It's still the case right now. Like all they have to do, because for instance, the U.S. keeps on saying like Iran could never have a nuke. They could never have a nuke. They could never have a nuke. They don't even need a nuke at this point. Like
Yeah.
even if they wanted to, I'm still not convinced that they want to. It only takes weeks to actually enrich uranium to the point to weapons grade. If
I
they
actually
wanted
kind
a
of
nuke,
believe the Ayatollah didn't want it. Like
yeah.
with everybody saying he was super moderate. I mean, the
Yeah, no,
evidence
I
is
agree.
there, like
Hmm.
that he didn't want to do that. And the evidence is there that, yeah, we may have just poked the bear and just made it so much more,
It's
likely
it
that they would do it now.
exactly, yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't fault them. I wouldn't blame them. Like what Trump has done, obviously with the help of Israel, is single handedly just reorganize the entire global order because
Yeah.
it was kind of like an unspoken fact to some extent or another that Iran already controlled the strait, but it
Yeah.
was the fact that Israel and the U.S. started bombing Iran that Iran's retaliation wasn't like, okay, well, I'm going to hit you back, like I'm going to strike the U.S. mainland, or of course they hit Israel, but they don't even need to. All they have to do is attack all the energy infrastructure. That's why they hit Saudi Arabia and Qatar and
Oh, that's
the
why the pipeline
UAE.
is a for better or like it's a
Yeah,
pipe dream. Like for them to think that, oh, this pipeline's the magical fix that could never be
right.
hit. It's like,
No,
come
right.
on.
No, seriously, and it's the point now where like it will take months like it'll take years to get all these refineries
Mhm.
and energy, all this energy infrastructure out over there back online. It's better than having a nuke because all Iran has to do is send little cheap $30,000 drones to the infrastructure over there, and just we're back at the same place.
Mm.
And so they can literally carry this out for as long as they want, honestly. And the best that the U.S. can hope for, as well as Western powers in general, who are really going to get hit by the fallout of this conflict, the best they can hope for is getting the same deal that Obama got.
Yeah. Did you see the whole
Yeah.
thing about like the CIA report about like the actual like toll? Like, okay, so like the CIA released a bunch of just surprising information to anybody that's been paying attention to this because, yeah, we haven't done any damage, and
Really, no.
they are continuing to refine in the same exact areas that we're claiming that we hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's satellite imagery that's accessible to every news source that can like see that. Well, like now, whether or not that's because the Iranian government wants us to see that, that's a whole nother story. Because somebody pointed out, they're like, well, they could totally blur that. It's like, yeah, good point. Okay, like,
Right.
not trying to point into like regime, media, even though America's perfectly fine with us if we do that.
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's lie after lie after lie from this administration. So it's like, who do we like? How they've lost all credibility. You expect us to believe that Iran is begging for a deal, that their navy is completely obliterated, that they have
don't need a navy.
No, exactly. Like, just take a couple speedboats, put a couple mines in the Strait of Hormuz, and it's over.
It's Vietnam. Yeah. It's literally guerrilla warfare again.
Yes.
Like, why is it always this? They sell this like it's, a front on front battle, like, World War II, Normandy. No. Like, it hasn't been that in years.
No. Like, the nature of warfare is completely changed because people, that's what people envision. Like, war films and old war footage of Vietnam and whatnot. And it's just not that. It's not like that anymore. It's all drone warfare. It's economic warfare. Yep. If you can target energy infrastructure, then you control the global economy. And now that like the Strait of Hormuz, all the traffic has come to a standstill. That's 20% of the world's oil supply. It's not like that's not going to be made up elsewhere, and a lot of people don't get that. Like other countries aren't going to come in and fulfill what the demands that 20% was fulfilling. It's going to lead to mass shortages around the world. It's going to lead to high prices, starving people, stranded people, because it's not like that. That once that 20% is gone, it's gone. Until like those refineries and whatnot can get back up and running again, we're fucked. Like especially if you rely heavily on that region, which a lot of people did. A lot of people do.
Which I'm surprised we're not hearing more from China about this. Like, and maybe
From what I understand,
because they get a lot of their oil from that part of the world.
It's to the point now where they are slowly but surely halting their own exports because they export their own oil, and
which is what people want us to do.
And the opposite is happening. We're actually selling more oil and gas than ever before. We're actually a net exporter now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, also, I was going to say, like, I just watched something about how China actually figured out clean coal. Yeah, they actually have a process where it's like they take like the electrons and they like crush it into dust, and I guess like the whole crushing it into dust thing produces the charge that they need, which and it doesn't leave any byproduct, which is just like holy shit, they actually did it.
Right.
Like, wait a minute.
I've heard something about that, and I've heard that like when it comes to coal and processing coal, there are like 3 main different types, and they all vary in terms of their usage and how clean or dirty they are. And I'm not surprised. China
apparently they're powering electric cars with this, where it has like a special cell that doesn't. It literally has no byproduct outside of the charge from the battery. Which
wow.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're just like, what? Wait a minute, and then I had to hear about this from multiple science channels where it's like, okay, this is true. Like, this isn't
Wow.
just some like conspiracy theory. I watched some boring ass science dude that was just like, yeah, they figured out clean. Yeah, I mean, it's technically, I guess you would call clean coal. I wouldn't call like he's definitely not a Trumper, so he's just like, yeah, I wouldn't call it that. But they found out how to produce electrons from coal. It was just like,
Man,
what?
wow. Yeah, yeah. That
The
sounds
gel batteries,
nuts.
yeah, gel batteries. Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
mean,
where, like, I think that also Trump is going to sign. This is where I have to agree with Sagar. He said it earlier on Breaking Points that he thinks that Trump is going to allow Chinese EVs to be sold here.
it's getting that bad. Like they're just going to wave the bans.
The white
'Cause I,
flag.
I think that Biden
Yep.
signed the ban into law.
Yeah, he
Ban
did.
Chinese EVs. Yeah.
They did. Which again, you
Yeah.
thought would make Republicans happy because damn China.
Yeah, but they're all about whatever.
That's how drastic it
Democrats
is right
say they
now.
want to do the other side.
I mean, if it lessens our reliance on fossil fuels and shit, I welcome it. Shit,
Hmm?
I mean, a byproduct of all of this chaos and just horror is that maybe people in general stop using fossil fuels as often because like there's just going to be mass shortages. Like there's no other way, you know. I mean, even though it's going to get really, really, really bad the next year, unless like even if traffic in the Strait of Hormuz was to return to its normal levels before the end of February, when America started the war,
I'd say August.
it's going to take months for
Yeah.
things to actually get back to a sense of normalcy.
Now, do you guys have any faith in Gavin Newsom possibly suspending your gas tax?
No,
No.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean,
Um,
the pressure
I-
seems to be coming from the
if
red
he had a
states,
clear-
though. They're going to
if he
have
had
to.
a-
Like, we're in
if
an
he
election
had a-
year.
If he had a clear favorite for governor, then maybe. But he's made it clear that he's not going to get involved, which is probably the smart
That's
play
smart.
by him.
Dude, yeah, he could bring Steyer down just by giving him an endorsement.
No,
Yeah.
of course. And I feel like he would endorse like Becerra or someone like. I
You
mean,
think so?
yeah,
Really?
Sarah's
oh
so
yeah,
dirty, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Villagrosa
the
seemed
thing.
a little bit respectable, I thought. I don't know
I
much
mean,
about him.
Yeah, I don't know much about him too, but like in terms of front runners, it's right now it's between Steyer
Just
and
go with
Becerra.
Steyer. Honestly, like as a guy who has JB Pritzker as his governor, like
Yeah.
I was proven wrong about him because again, I don't believe in benevolent billionaire shit. I really don't. But
Come on,
as
man.
close as you can get to it, me and my wife have a running joke where it's just like, you know what? He may be a billionaire, but he's our fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I mean. We don't love Steyer, but
Yeah.
he does seem like he openly, touts being a class trader. Just like
Yeah.
fuck yeah, more people like
That's
you.
what I liked about that's what I liked about JB because like one
Yeah.
of the things they tried to give to us like on a ballot was that we could tax anybody that made over $480,000 a year, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, but these dumbasses because they put it on a bit like literally it was
prop?
a very rudimentary sign, just bright red, no new tax. Because nobody did the research on it, everybody voted no. When it would have helped all of us. They just did the same thing with the Cook County moratorium on taxes, where it would have gone to all the fucking businesses, but then we vote like everybody like voted against it, and now they're just like, what the fuck, Cook County? It's like you fucking did that.
Yeah, I mean, people really just don't do their due diligence. I see a lot of Javier Becerra supporters on like my local news channels, social media accounts, and whatnot. Just like you don't know what you're supporting. Like you like PG&E, you like Chevron, you like Big Pharma, like do you like corruption and shit? You like dirty politicians? You just want some more of the same bullshit?
Oh my god. I was listening to the ContraPoints Brianna Joy Grave.
I still need to
interview
listen to
before.
that. I heard it was a shit show.
Brianna
It's
Joy
not a
Gray and
shit
who?
show as much as I was agreeing
ContraPoints.
with ContraPoints way more than I thought I would. I was like, oh, wait a minute, this
Did
is
you say
backward.
disagree or agree?
I agreed. Like I was actually agreeing with Contra a lot
So
more
what
than I
is?
thought
Can
I
you
would.
can you synthesize? Can you synthesize the ContraPoints like complaint? It sounds like she's complaining.
Okay, actually, so I don't know like what the drama was that led to this. Like I feel like I was missing some context with
I don't
another
either.
interview that she had with somebody else.
The Doom Scroll interview.
Was that it? Okay, so I got to watch that, and then I got to kind of go back and maybe
I gotta catch up
finish
too.
the second part of this. But realistically, it did kind of seem like she was just saying, guys, like this idea that you could strong arm the Democratic Party by withholding a vote, by also saying I refuse to ever vote with you, and like going to Jill Stein kind of defeats the purpose. Where it's like you don't understand. Like, and this is what I took from it. I'm like, you don't have leverage if you have that attitude, because you're already telling them that you're willing to abandon them at the drop of a fucking hat, or like, or whatever. Like, not the drop.
I
of a hat,
agree with
you know
that.
what I mean? Where it's just like, but you don't get leverage if you just say, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the Green Party. Which again, I have a special hatred for Jill Stein, so it's just like.
No, and like, I mean, because I agree. Like, if that's the sentiment, I ultimately agree with it.
Right.
And there's been this thing lately where ContraPoints is being dragged for being too much of a liberal and whatnot. And like, to the extent of that, like, I just wouldn't know because I don't follow it that closely. But
neither did I.
Yeah, none of us do.
That kind of sentiment, like I overall agree with it, and like I already despise Brianna Joy Gray quite greatly. So I would like if it
definitely hit.
If she made ContraPoints look better in comparison, I'm sure it wasn't
really did.
that hard to do.
She kept doing this hard line thing where it's just like, well, I mean,
repeating the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, just watch Brianna Joy Gray's appearance on Crystal Kyle and Friends from like a year ago or so.
Oh, I remember that.
They like brought up the thing back in like 2020 where when she was talking to Noam Chomsky, who at the time we know how dark of a side he had, unfortunately. But this whole thing was. She just played. Whenever she's backed into a corner logically and strategically and politically, she pulls out the identity politics card, and it's just like you're cheapening your stated political goals. Like if you're going to go that route, like you just lose credibility. Honestly, like it's okay to dislike the Democratic Party, but if that's like your entire thesis, if that's your entire political centerpiece is like, oh, I just hate Democrats, you're going to work backwards from that conclusion all the time, and you're going to twist yourself into illogical pretzels. I've had this problem with like I guess far left types for many years now.
I call them
tankies. Yeah. So like I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why ContraPoints has been dragged a whole lot lately is because of tankies and shit. Terminally on my books because ContraPoints is an OG bread tuber, very very prolific.
She did actually bring up how she like got lumped in there. She's like, I was never technically an anarchist, but I didn't know.
Right, but her content was so good that it really it blossomed those movements. She was a figurehead in more like anarcho-communist circles. Like whether she intended that was her intention or not, that's ultimately what happened.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
The debate was basically DNC show versus DNC hater. Interesting.
I see. Well, I mean, I hate them, and to some extent, I'm a shill as well.
Well, so one of the things in the Doom Scroll in her Doom Scroll appearance, the thing that like I understood was that she got too popular, and then she kind of lost that street cred, you know. And that happens. Like it's everybody. I think leftists love to kind of tear down popular figures. Hassan being the exception that proves the norm.
Because the thing about that is if you step out of line with people's personal politics too far,
Oh, I see it all the
that's
time.
then that's just like you've committed
That's why I
a
kind of made it
grave
a thing.
sin.
Like, I don't, if people, like, I've made it perfectly clear. It's like, I'm not going to change my stances just to try and cater.
That's my
Um,
thing too. Yeah.
like, if you guys don't like something, I will hear you out and maybe like evolve my views on it. I'm not like pig-headed like that, but
Hmm.
I'm also not like audience captured like that, where I'm not going
Yeah.
to play the
Yeah.
fucking game.
Yeah,
You
me
know,
neither. That's the way we've been doing it too. It's kind of like it's kind of like a troubled artist approach to politics, where you're just like, I don't care if it's popular or not. I'm just going to say I'm honest enough. And it's almost like
yeah,
a little bit of an exercise in humility, because you're kind of saying, I'm not smart enough to lie to you. I'm not smart
a
enough
little bit.
to bullshit you. I'm just gonna do my research, come to my conclusions, and tell you what those
I
are,
wouldn't say smart
rather
enough as
than
much as lazy. I mean,
No, yeah, that's
it
my
takes
thing too.
work,
Yeah.
man. Fuck.
Well, that's what,
No,
but
yeah,
that's
I
what,
get it.
like
I
I
get
say,
it. Yeah.
I say all the time on the left, like when people try to be like, oh, what do you think, you're some like elitist snob or whatever? It's like, no, I think I've just thought about these issues longer than most people have,
Yeah.
That's fair.
and actually done research, and like I have an obsessive mind, so it's like the concept of unfairness really bothers me. When that's your motivation, you're like a jaded ex-girlfriend, you're gonna fucking get in the best shape of your life and show them,
That's a good way to put
what's
it.
up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking get my data. I mean, I got a list.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
I got
like,
a list. I got a list of shit going on that I need to learn more about. I'm like, I
of
am
course.
learning like a motherfucker these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing too. It's like you don't want to have like any shortcomings. You want to be like rhetorically just precise.
I,
Because you're so tired of just seeing the same arguments being trotted out over and over again. I still see. I mean, and it never changes, right? Like, uh, fucking, I still see the same spats over shit that should have been resolved 10 fucking years
Yes.
ago.
Yes.
I
But
agree.
like,
Yes. But that's the
uh, uh,
point.
yeah,
That's the point,
like
because they
your
can't. They
video.
can't. They
yeah.
can't win. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, your video, Dieter. One of your new videos that you put out yesterday. Um, Black Americans from the '60s warning us about the Democratic Party.
Right.
A lot of issues brought up by MLK Jr. and Malcolm X is a lot of shit that we see today between Democratic elites and actual progressives who have issues with the way the party has been led for fucking decades at this point. It's
Yeah.
the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah. The purpose of that video was to kind of give credit to X and MLK for calling it like it was. They saw it coming way before anyone else did.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
then the other video. Okay, go ahead.
it was. I mean, that was the key distinction that I found that was most compelling, for lack of a better word, that you brought up is how Malcolm X was referring to the white liberal, whereas LK Jr. was referring to the white moderates, and how
Right.
you pointed out. Notice that they didn't say progressive. They
Right.
didn't say leftist. It was the actual. That was the distinction at the time. It was to be wary of the white moderate, the white liberal, because they. You explain it better than I can.
Well, liberalism. The thing about it is that liberalism has taken credit for a lot of shit progressivism actually
Exactly.
started. Like
Exactly.
the women's vote, some obvious things like the women's vote, the minority vote,
100%.
all of FDR's core policies. Those were progressive ideas. Those weren't just liberal ideas.
Yeah, like
Um,
I've actually gotten back and forth. I've been spatting with this kid. He's like 18, 19 years old, and he's one of these centrist Democrat like politic nerds, but he's like very, very, very hardcore pro-Israel. So we go back and forth all the time, and he's
Jesus.
like,
Like Dean Withers, but just Zionist.
oh my, right, it's crazy. Um, he's brought up how well, because we go back and forth about liberalism versus leftism, and he's like, well, liberalism was what gave us civil rights and this and that.
no.
I'm like, it's like no, like it was only politically advantageous for them because leftists fought for it. Like and then it had to be adopted by the political machine at the time in order to gain favor with the voting public and whatnot. And it's but, like I get he's a kid, Like he just hasn't had enough time to think about these things and see them and learn from history and shit. But it's that kind of shit. It's real. Like it's all it's like what people say about the Israel genocide right now. One day, everybody will have been against this.
Yeah.
You know, because history always has a leftist bend to it.
I don't know, man. If you took a poll right now and say who do you wish had won the Civil War, I bet you'd get at least 20%, if not 25% of America saying the South.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 1/3 is MAGA. That's the biggest part that's the hardest part about coming to terms with MAGA, is coming to terms with how fucking big it is.
I forget who said it recently, but I'm sure it's been said multiple times before by other people as well. But we really did not punish the South enough after the Civil War, and
No.
I totally stand by that. I totally agree with that. You know.
All right, so let's shift gears a little bit. This is polling data from relevant to the Los Angeles mayoral race. So we got our good friend Karen Bass, yay, as the status quo progressive, who has been nothing short of a huge disappointment. But they don't move fast. Once they get into a position of power, they like staying there. So as of mid-March, Bass was up 8 on this guy Raman. I don't even know who Nithya Raman is. And
I
then
think he's
Pratt,
the progressive guy, or actually, lady. She's yeah. She's the more progressive candidate.
Okay, good. Well, that's too bad that she's not doing better. Yeah, Nithya Raman. Oh yeah, I've seen her. Yeah, she's cool. Why don't people into her? Anyway, let's get back into this data real quick. Right. So, late March, Bass was up super comfortably, 14 points on Spencer Pratt. For those of you who don't know who Spencer Pratt is, one of the most legendary douchebags in the history of America. Then 6 weeks later,
from the hills.
From the hills. A month later, May 1st through 4th, they do another poll, and Pratt was within 1 point. Pratt was 1 point, and there was 46% didn't know. That's what's scary about this race if you're Bass, is that you've got 46% down here that say they don't know.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And isn't the election?
Hold on, let me finish real quick.
Sure.
Then then that same time period, there's another poll from Abundance Network that has Bass up 4 on Pratt, but still 29% don't know. So it's weird. It's weird how
there's no consolidation.
And Joe Rogan is the one. He actually gave Pratt his endorsement.
Of course, because he said that bullshit about the DSA and how they co-govern or whatever.
Yep.
Which is a complete lie.
Joe Rogan's a fucking dumb fuck. I can't stand his ass. He's so washed.
But Spencer Pratt could become the next mayor of L.A. If Karen Bass had gotten out of the way, this Nithya Raman could have been a shoo-in. I would
imagine there's term limits for L.A. mayor, isn't there?
Yeah, the thing is, Bass isn't I don't know. So I look at Bass, and I don't think that she's necessarily been that bad as far as
She botched the fires. She botched the fires really badly.
She botched the fires, but honestly, she's not your other mayor that did the fucking dude. I watched the show The Shield, and the fact that you guys had a mayor that was the real life dude from The Shield, I was like, what the fuck? This guy was co-sponsoring police brutality. God. I don't know. Right. That was a whole different level where I was like, this guy's corrupt as shit.
No, right? Yeah.
And that's where
you can definitely do better. You can definitely do worse. And that's
she's no Lori Lightfoot.
Right.
we actually had the worst of the worst when it comes to a progressive quote unquote mayor with Lori Lightfoot, who dude,
I remember her.
She set us back 10 years.
Right. No, right.
We thought Rahm Emanuel was messed up. Nah, dude.
Fuck. Right.
That was really bad. And then that also moved some people that I know from the left that they were I don't know, man.
No,
If
right.
it's anything like this, ugh.
Yeah, I remember her. I remember the scandals. I remember the viral moments. That definitely
God, she was dumb.
wasn't pretty.
Her
No, yeah.
Halloween party. Oh my god. Dude,
God,
there's so much of that where I was just like, oh, that
yeah,
was our mayor.
she was scary
Yuck.
looking. She could have been a Halloween prop.
Well, again, to make Rahm Emanuel look good,
That's
That-
how.
It's hard to do.
that's my point. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
he's a bad guy. He's a really bad guy.
He's
that
a
whole family.
certifiable piece of shit.
That
yeah,
well,
he's
that
awful.
family. You know who his brother is Ari Emanuel, who's
Yeah,
one of the
Ari
most
Emanuel,
powerful
Uber.
agents, and one of the most no. Endeavor agency in.
No, that's what I meant.
Hollywood.
Yeah, but he was one of like the main backers of Uber. I remember
Maybe,
like
I don't
him
know.
being
But that's
part
not
of
his
that.
biggest accomplishment. His biggest accomplishment is merging with William Morris to create the most powerful agency in the world, William Morris Endeavor. Although there is an argument that CIA is more powerful. It's definitely less Zionist. If you're an anti-Zionist, there really aren't too many places in Hollywood to go get yourself rep from.
Really?
Fortunately,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're an anti-Zionist, a loud and proud anti-Zionist, then you're gonna have some
Oh, yeah.
problems working with a lot of
Yeah,
like.
Dieter,
we're
I
gonna
think
have
I told
problems
you
working
the
with
story
CBS.
about
Yeah.
how I was told
Yeah.
I was unmanageable. So
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah.
Imagine
By an
that.
entertainment attorney that was looking to possibly start his own thing, like his own agency here in Chicago, and he told me, he's like, yeah, that's your problem, man. You're unmanageable. Like, you're gonna say some shit that's going to probably get you, either canceled or you're too political. Like, you don't know how to stay in your lane. I'm like, I don't have a lane.
Yeah, yeah,
What are
no,
you talking
and
about?
that's like kind of one of the more tragic things. That's why you don't see more progressives, like actual outspoken folks in Hollywood and whatnot. Because if they or like even in like mainstream media, if it is clear that your agent or whatever your agency can't have a clear grasp on you, some modicum of control over you, it's just not going to work, especially especially if you're outspoken on the crimes of Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just one example, but still, like that Spitfire energy, it's only good if it's pointless, if it's dumb, if it serves nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and I kind of see that with even my place in politics sometimes, where it's like I don't kind of fit that mold sometimes. Where, and I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
I'm more
of
than proud
course.
of it. Where I'm just like, fuck it. Listen. Now,
Yeah.
if I lost some opportunities because of it, like it's pretty well known. Like I shot down a certain project with leftist creators. I'm not going to say. My audience knows, and you guys can probably guess who, but yeah, it was because of the Taylor Lorenz piece, and kind of looking deeper into it, I was like, all right, this is a little shady. Like, there's definitely some shenanigans there, but then the more that I've looked into it post that whole situation, I was just like, oh man, I may have fucked up.
Yeah.
Gonna be
Well, so,
honest.
What was Taylor Lorenz piece? I know who you're talking about, but like,
You ever been part of a chorus?
oh yeah, okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, we've talked about chorus before on the show, and totally shady, and I mean,
was.
it totally makes sense why people like Brian Tyler Cohen and David Pakman get invites onto
Yeah, I'm so
mainstream
fucking sick of
media,
them.
and
I'm so fucking sick of those guys.
like they're in the good graces of the DNC. David Pakman
David
gets
fucking
to meet,
Pakman.
Yeah, but so
Joe
outside of
Biden
Pac-Man, like
while he's
BTC,
president.
say, like I get annoyed by him too. But the thing is, he speaks to like my
They do for what they're doing.
mom's cohort. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They are good at speaking to liberals.
Yeah.
They're good at speaking to more moderate
Which
Democrats.
They want to hear. Well, their message is that they want to hear that the people in power know what they're doing, and we're here to tell them that they don't.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
They
that.
recognize it too late all the fucking time.
Well, no, we
Yeah.
need
Yeah, that's the thing,
huge
yeah.
overturn in personnel. Like you can get the boomers there logically if they're not conservative, where you say all organizations come down to people at the end of the day. Everybody will agree with that. Okay, so the most consistent people that have been running the Democratic Party need to be replaced. And now it's like, okay, who do we replace them with? Younger, more progressive people. It's that simple. Like, and you're not, and you're what you're finding is now a lot of boomers are like, yeah, we blew it. We blew it. They kind of like, they're like, I voted the way I voted. I wasn't involved in public service, but I can't deny that we've been in power on the right since 1980 and on the left since 1992.
Yeah.
And so it's good to hear that. And it's like, okay, great. So we're going to jack up your inheritance taxes now.
Yeah, I don't know. The one thing about Chorus that kind of got me was they were a little NDA heavy.
That's
You know?
that's the that's
Yeah,
the thing
because
kinda
it's
got
sketchy,
us,
dude.
too.
It's not
Of
that
course.
money. That money is. There's no way that's clean money. There, you don't know
No.
if you don't know where the money's coming from, man, and you can afford not to take it. Don't take it.
Best to
Yeah.
steer clear.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I couldn't. Like, this was
Yeah.
one of those ones where it's like,
I
I
get
really
it's
hope my
tempting.
principals can fucking pay these bills because
No, exactly. No, yeah, and like it's. I've thought about it too. You know, like I could. Like, wow, what if I was a sellout? Can you imagine? I totally get it. Yeah.
I wouldn't be above like promoting products that or services that I've actually used.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I
You
did
know,
that with Schmau and Schmooze.
Yeah.
You know,
As long as
they
I've
accept-
actually as long as I've actually used it or like understand the product or service, then I'm fine with endorsing it. You don't need to be like a purity like Kulinski and the Vanguard guys.
No.
Like those guys, those guys have literally never talked to an advertiser.
Yeah, I mean, I can't claim that from day like because it was pretty much within like my first few months I put it out there, and they actually said yes, and I was like, oh shit, like I was
Right.
expecting that. It didn't amount to much. I'll just say that much, but
Yes, Pinkerbell. I couldn't agree more. Yeah,
after this negative riz.
It speaks to people like they are children.
Is he gay? He's not gay though. He's just like
I don't think so.
He's just a complete pussy.
Yeah. He.
What the fuck?
I've actually like from firsthand experience. I actually called into his show back in 2019, I believe, and like I just felt like I was being talked down to rather than leveled with,
Mhm.
And it was because I was probably like a bit too. I was approaching things from a bit too much of a left position, I guess. I've just never really got good vibes from him. He was good like when I was first getting into like actually becoming a progressive. I did watch him a lot, as well as Jimmy
Yes,
Dore or TYT or Rebel HQ
Right.
and whatnot. And then of course like I just moved even further.
Graduated,
because-
right.
Yes, exactly. But
Well, it was just so superficial. It was always just like
Yes.
conservatism sucks.
Yes.
What are we gonna replace it with?
No,
That's always everyone's.
exactly
That's like
it.
when we were
It's
when
junk food.
the feedback that we were getting when we were doing the California governor's debate live a week ago was that all Democrats do is talk about how much Trump sucks, and that's not like entirely valid, but it is partially valid. Where a lot of Democratic Party politicians think that if they just keep the eye on Trump, nobody will notice that they take money from, whether it be AIPAC or defense contractors or
Big pharma,
all sorts of sketchy sources of information of financing.
Yeah.
But-
and I couldn't agree more. And the thing with that is, if it really is a sort of like smoke and mirrors kind of thing, or no, bread and circus more accurately, because people like Pac-Man and Brian Tyler Cohen, maybe even Midas Touch to a certain extent.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's really just telling their audience what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And like just Trump bad. Oh, we got Trump down this now, or this person associated with Trump totally owned, or this person gets embarrassed. This Republican gets his ass handed to him. Like, it's all these feel good dopamine rushes that confirm the biases of their audience rather than actually offering substance, actual dialogue, actual conversation.
Run into that a lot on YouTube.
Yeah, I know shit.
Yeah, but I think the shit is that shit pays because it generates clicks because it's addicting. You want to see your enemies get owned. You want to see the people that you don't like get owned and shit. It really is junk food for political normies.
Yeah, Well, you could argue the same thing with like the TikTok algo and all, like the
Of
Instagram
course.
algo.
Yeah,
Like I was just telling my
exactly.
audience how I can't stand these videos where it's just like they'll play the video and it's just like somebody in the corner, with their shitty fucking like outline where they're just like,
Hmm.
Oh
Can't
yeah,
stand that shit,
reacting.
dude. Right,
it's
or
just
just sitting there and not
yep,
actually giving an
it's
input.
infuriating. It's just
But
like
yeah, it really is like. I mean, it speaks to a broader culture, honestly.
mhm,
The ever shortening attention span of us in general, of
yeah,
humans in general, and the younger audience, the younger crowds, it's especially bad. Because
But that's
everybody
but
like
you got to but you can realize that that's actually an opportunity if you know how to adapt to the shorter
yeah,
attention spans. You can
yes,
actually get through them quicker. For
utilize it.
example, I simplify things down where the truth, the analytical truth, is that over time conservatism will devolve into fascism.
Hmm.
Just shorten that into conservatism is fascism, and
Yeah,
then fascism is evil. Nothing wrong with hating evil, ergo there's nothing wrong with hating conservatism. So like you can do that's actually part of the things that I do in the essays, and I cut the shorts up, is to come up with little quips that like people can take with them
mhm,
into into their daily lives, particularly talking about conservatism. Like for one is the three false gods of conservative citizenry, which is the Constitution slash the framers, the unregulated free market, and then the uniform. Cops, soldiers, those
mhm,
kinds of figures. Those are
yeah.
the false god. Those are the false gods that they worship. Just pointing out further their hypocrisy. Because if you've watched my recent videos, you know that the three cardinal sins of American party politics are hypocrisy, narcissism, and ignorance.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean, you could argue that for any capitalist, system that
Well,
also
they're both
actually,
capitalist.
yeah.
yeah,
Both the parties are capitalist parties.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And your videos, your two news videos were very excellent. Especially like because we talked about it for the longest time. Like you were hyping up how do a video takedown on Bill Clinton, and it was more than that. But just to have it all the points just all organized succinctly into one effective video, it was so good. I shared it with my dad.
Yeah, good. That's what I want.
It was yeah it was that good, like you basically nailed all the points, and it makes you really if I were if I were a hardcore Democrat, like I wouldn't be able to look at that video and not walk away from it realizing, oh wow, Bill Clinton was actually really awful. Is this how that
Yes.
Democrats have been like
mhm.
for like the past 3 decades? I mean
Yes.
that's exactly, like that should be
See, like
shared a lot more broadly.
the tougher nut to crack in the essay that I'm working on is Obama, because he's
Mhm.
still so beloved by so many people, and it's
And
just
he
because
could.
they haven't done their goddamn homework on him. He just did a thing with Mom Donnie. He just did a thing with Tallarico. Like he's still around, dude.
Hmm.
And the one of the bigger things that I know I'm struggling with is like my whole thesis on Obama's ethos, his
Hmm.
ethical problem,
Mhm.
his internal credibility, was that he was more preoccupied with being liked as
Yes.
opposed to being respected. So
Yes.
that's kind of my thesis. But
I would argue that's still his that's still his
Mhm.
modus operandi. He cares too much about his own legacy. He cares about like maintaining his legacy because he is still like one of the most, if not the most popular Democratic figure, if not the most political
he
figure
is.
in the country. I believe.
He
Yeah.
is the most popular.
Um.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, easily.
But he just manages
I
to
mean, it's superficial though. The thing is, we
Yes.
overthink this sometimes. It's literally as simple as like
He's a nice
economy
guy.
good got us out of fucking bad times.
yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
surprise, black president did good. It's literally that fucking superficial bullshit.
No, right, yeah, and he actually ended up here on it was Stephen Colbert, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been his show or something, but like he said one of those things that like has been said before, but by Nancy Pelosi, and I remember when she said it, it pissed me the fuck off too. He
Oh, the Republican
talked,
Party thing.
yeah, he urged the need, like his desire. Like if I could change something right now, it would be, um, you
Have a
know,
strong Republican Party or whatever.
bas- basically that was
Yeah.
the general gist of it. Like,
But talking
I,
about superficial, he doesn't go into the details and be like, as long as they became pro-choice,
like what,
like,
like
as long as they actually treated immigrants with respect and dignity. It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
If the Democratic Party of today were the Republican Party, and then the Democratic Party today were run by like AOC and Bernie, then things would be maybe functional. But
Do you guys ever think about like how? Oh, sorry.
No, I just want to know what he thinks is redeemable about the Republican Party, especially now. I mean, he thinks that this party is salvageable, and like what gets me is that
I don't think he's
this,
talking about MAGA. I think he's talking about like the Joe
still,
Walshes of
yes.
Well, even though like he didn't get any respect from them during his entire tenure as president, so like
No.
where in the fuck is he getting this idea that they
He sees it as
that they
being
need be
easier to
saved
work
in
with than the extreme left. That's how it is.
No, that's
like
exactly it. Yeah, he would rather them still have power and influence
Mhm.
than the entire political debate be between liberals and leftists, and that's kind of like the gist of American politics right now. Because like fucking MAGA is dying, no one's watching conservative media anymore. Right now, it's all about it. It's just like a panic between party insiders of the Democratic Party because Hassan Piker is making huge waves.
Yes.
And the entire the whole conversation is being wrapped around moderate Democrats like neoliberals and shit, and progressive leftists who actually want to implement change. And,
yeah, the problem that I'm starting to see is that you already have people that are like willing to write off. Like I've gotten sick of the "I've had it" ladies, but I'm not going to write them off. Like,
I agree.
They're useful for the coalition at this point.
Yes,
so it's like, instead of just, shitting on them blanketly, I can't just be like, all right, pumps, you know what I saw? I saw that Kankles McTaco Tits had a nut. He's still swelling up. And you know what? Any day now. But then they got Midas Touch literally doing the same exact shit. Where it's just like,
right.
Did you see that Kankles McTaco Tits is about to keel over? Like, dude, seriously, every fucking day. Or what's their thing? It's just like Donald Trump is panicking as it's always the same shit.
Yes, that's exactly what I was just saying about like people like Brian Tyler Cohen or David Pakman. It's just like the walls are closing in. Yeah, the walls have been closing in like every single day. You put like, come on,
like yeah, but the problem is, you got to look at the numbers and then also go like, God damn it.
No.
Yeah,
exactly.
Every once in a while, I do have that moment where I'm like, all right, I can criticize this all I want, but like I said, the record thing, like they put the record bar with the little battery, like a camcorder, and all of a sudden, fucking numbers.
Like, it must be so easy. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a shot. I'll start a new channel. I'll just be like, so this just in, Trump is done. Here's blah blah blah, and I can make anything sound a bit like mix around.
No, but you're not.
You
don't represent. You don't represent an undiscovered demographic. The reason why.
I don't have to.
Yeah, well, the reason why. I don't know. I don't know about that because the reason why the I've had it women are so popular is because the suburban wine moms are finally waking up and realizing what this goddamn party has been since guys like Rahm Emanuel are running it in the Obama White House. And if they watch me, then they're going to go even further back. And
that's the thing. That it just comes back to the old. It comes back to the question of which direction are we going to end up going? Like we already know, we need fighters, and the Republican Party is beyond.
Yeah, but what does fighting mean? What does that mean? What does fighting actually mean? Mm-hmm. That's the question that we always ask on here. Is like, what does fighting mean on a citizen to citizen level, on a public servant to public servant level?
Yes.
What are these dynamics actually looking like?
Well, I mean, so to me, like I could use Kat as my example here, where fighting is trying to get like Biss elected, but also trying to kind of pivot him left while using like our our progressive base because he's already technically a progressive. If we can get him to commit to sanctions, boom. Like,
Yeah.
and we need it on camera. Like, hey, man, just do it. You know this is popular. We get it. You're Jewish, and you don't want to do the thing where you're like, "Whoa, I'm not a self-hating Jew." Blah blah blah. Like, we get it, man.
I'm so sick of that. So the guy I was talking about earlier, the young neoliberal kid who's a blue MAGA type, was talking about how leftists are sounding like too much like MAGA. They're using the same talking points, like against Gavin Newsom when it comes to blah blah blah, overspending in the highest speed rail, or how he treats homeless people and blah blah blah. It's like, wow, the horseshoe theory is real. I'm like for one, Gavin Newsom isn't actually on the left, and
But that's how it's sold, though. Unfortunately, people like my mom thought that Gavin Newsom was like a progressive.
right.
Well, that's
yeah,
what Tom Steyer said. Tom
Yeah.
Steyer said, like, what
Like,
they
no,
they
dude.
asked him at the end of the governor's debate a week ago. They asked, give me one word to describe Gavin Newsom's 8 years as governor, and Tom Steyer said progressive, and I was like, oh,
Right,
it's the only thing he did all night that I didn't really like.
God, and I asked this kid, like, what is it about like Gavin Newsom? He's not on the left. Like, what is he
It's
actually?
that he looks like a president. My mom said this.
Right.
God rest her soul, man. But when Kamala got on the ticket,
Mhm.
my mom called me, right? And she was just like, I thought for sure it was going to be Gavin Newsom. I was like, why? I'm like,
Why?
Mom. And she even said, she's like, he just looks so presidential.
It's so shallow. It's so surface level.
Yeah, it's a casting
And, like,
decision.
there are
To a
too
lot of
many-
people, it's a
there are
casting decision.
Too many medium voters who literally think that like that, and it makes me want to die.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
But, like,
Well,
I asked this kid, and like, what is it about Gavin Newsom? He said, well, he's the only one fighting back. I'm like, what by like paying one of his
tweets?
staffers to tweet? Yeah, like
Yeah,
paying
what?
his staffers to tweet, and
Yeah.
I mean, and then he says like, oh, it's better than what Congress is doing currently, and I'm like, it's still nothing, dude. Like, come on. But yeah, like it's
No,
just
it's
so
literally
shallow.
the vibes based thing, and on top of
I
it,
hate it.
it's like he's owed it because this is his turn. It's the Hillary shit.
No,
Yes.
yeah.
Everybody
It's the
did that
neoliberal
shit with Hillary,
musical
where it's like,
chairs.
yeah, maybe she deserves it because she's owed it. But then
Well-
they like Hillary lost, and I'm gonna hold to this till the day I die. Hillary lost because of my cohort going, no, you guys are not doing this oligarchical shit or the fucking not oligarchy, the fucking monarchy bullshit where it's just like, no,
Pass it down.
Bush Clinton, fuck you.
No,
No, that's not how we play this game.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I actually caught a video the other day.
Dynasty,
by,
thank you.
By a channel called Stickman Talks, and he because this is something I've actually wanted to do for a minute now, but of course we're still a far ways away, and we still need to go through the midterms. But he made a video about a week ago, tier listing the potential 2028 Democratic candidates. And it was actually a really, really interesting video. I don't know if you guys are interested in reacting to it or not, because it does give us a lot of people to talk about, the people that he did include in the video. But I found it really interesting. We can probably hold off for another time. It's entirely up to you guys.
I'm fine. I mean, it's up to you guys. Like I'm done with my show, so as long as you guys go, I'll stick around.
What do you think, Deter?
Yeah, I'm down. Hold on, let me get it set up.
Sure. Hey, this is it. Yeah.
Democratic candidates for president. I'm sure nobody will get upset with me today. If you've been hanging around this channel for a while, you may remember that over a year ago, I did a tier list ranking potential 2028 Democratic nominees for president, and it was pretty controversial to say the least. Some loved it, some hated it, so that's exactly why we're going to do it again today. In last year's video, we ranked 20 different potential Democratic nominees for president. Today, we'll be ranking a few less than that, as some names I talked about last year are confirmed to be not running. Before we get into it though, let me set a few ground rules. Number one, the placement of these potential candidates is not based on my personal political preferences. Let me be very clear on that. Winning the higher, don't see Yeah. Number 3, I'm literally a stick man talking about politics. If you can't tell, I don't take myself super seriously. 18 candidates we're ranking today. But before we get into that, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark. Look, if you're watching this video,
Oh my God.
out to get 4 extra months of Surfshark, pretty stacked resume overall. He was Obama's chief of staff.
All right, Rahm Emanuel, this is the guy I want to hear about.
And on paper, this guy honestly has a pretty stacked resume overall. He was Obama's chief of staff. He was mayor of Chicago for 8 years. He served in Congress, and most recently, he was the U.S. ambassador to Japan. His main problem is that he's absolutely toxic to a huge portion of the Democratic base. His time as Chicago's mayor was defined by the Laquan McDonald shooting scandal, where a black teenager was shot 16 times by police, and Emanuel's administration was accused of covering
He hid that shit for years.
And when Biden nominated him as the ambassador in 2021, AOC and other Democrats actively tried to block his confirmation. Since coming back from Japan, he's been visiting states like New Hampshire and saying he's thinking about running, but he's polling at 0 to 1% and is called the current Democratic Party, quote, weak and woke, which doesn't seem like a great way to win over a voter base. He has no realistic path to a nomination, and his candidacy would just become a distraction. Next up in the D tier is Chris Murphy, the senator from Connecticut. Murphy has spent years advocating for gun control, especially after the Sandy Hook shooting in 2012, and he's definitely carved out a lane for himself on that issue. The problem is, though, that's pretty much where his national profile begins and ends. He has pretty much zero polling presence when it comes to 2028, no executive
nobody knows
experience
who he is.
whatsoever, and his regional appeal in the Northeast just doesn't translate to the swing states where Democrats need to win. He'd be the definition of an average candidate in a year where Democrats absolutely cannot afford to be average.
Work on 1.5.
This one might be a bit controversial, but let me explain. Kana is a progressive congressman from California who's been pretty active on social media and has made some noise in progressive circles. He's only 48 years old, which is pretty young by the way. He's been trying to build a national profile. For example, he's been very active with Republican Congressman Thomas Massie and the Epstein files to be released. The issue is that in polling from October 2025, 63 to 65% of Democratic primary voters said they don't know enough about him to even have an opinion on him. While that number is fairly old, there's nothing to indicate that it's changed much since then. He's made visits to New Hampshire and he's doing the things you're supposed to do, but he's just not breaking through. Even if he did, though, his progressive California label is a double negative when it comes to winning swing states in a general election. That might be tough to overcome. Finally, to round out the D tier, we have John Fetterman. Fetterman is an interesting case because he's been in the news for years over his centrist pivot. He crossed party lines to confirm some of Trump's vocal support for Israel, and he's positioned himself as one of the most moderate Democrats in the Senate. That pivot has made him extremely progressive.
He's not a Democrat, he's a Republican.
He's not even moderate.
Concerns from his stroke, you've got a candidate who would struggle to make it past Iowa. He said he's, quote, leaving all doors open for 2028, but I just don't see a path forward for him. So there you have it.
Is this a Micro Machine commercial?
Who, for very different reasons, just don't have what it takes to compete in 2028. With that out of the way, let's now move up to the C tier, where things are going to get a lot more interesting. The C tier of Democratic candidates. We'll now be moving on to the C tier, which contains 7 of the 18 candidates we'll be ranking today. Now, to be clear, C tier doesn't necessarily mean these are bad candidates. What it actually means is that these become a significant obstacle preventing them from being a top tier contender. They're established names who just aren't gaining any traction. Now with that, let's break it down. We'll start with the rising stars, beginning with Ruben Gallego, the senator from Arizona. Gallego just got elected to the Senate in 2024 after defeating Kari Lake in a pretty tight race. So he's got that swing state experience going for him, and he's also a Marine veteran, which does appeal to certain voter blocks. The issue for him, though, is name recognition. 68% of Democratic primary voters don't know him, according to polling from late 2025, and he's polling at around 1% nationally. He's not up for re-election until 2030, so he doesn't have a midterm race coming up that could give him a momentum boost or put him back in the national spotlight. He's a solid senator with good credentials, but he's just not gaining traction fast enough to be competitive in what's shaping up to be a crowded 2028 primary. Next up is Georgia Senator John Ossoff. Ossoff is actually pretty impressive when you look at his record, because he won the Georgia Senate seat in the 2021 runoff, flipping it from red to blue. A win in a swing state is nothing to sneeze at, and he's also young at just 38 years old. To be completely honest, I bounce back and forth between having him in C tier and B tier. The reason I have him in C tier instead of higher, though, is twofold. First, he's barely registering in national polling right now, sitting around a mere 1%. Second, and this is important, he's up for re-election in Georgia in 2026. If he wins that race, he'll suddenly have 2 consecutive Georgia Senate wins.
Obama did the same thing, though.
Serious contention. But right now, before that November 2026,
Obama had like
building his national
similar things where he was like only popular here.
He'd even run in 2028 if he wins that Senate in November. That would be a pretty valuable seat for Democrats to potentially give up. Moving on, though, to New Jersey Senator Cory Booker. Now, is a name that people know, which separates Gallego and Ossoff.
Way too high. Put him in F tier.
But dropped out before voting even started because he just couldn't stand out in what was a very crowded field. Fast forward to April 2025 when Booker made headlines by breaking the record for the longest Senate floor speech in history. That got him
if you're gonna go with a black dude, it's got to be Wes Moore.
However, we're now a year removed from that, and he's still polling at just 2%.
Funny enough, Wes Moore's not even mentioned in this video. Spoiler alert.
What?
Yeah, no. That's a pretty safe blue state, so winning there isn't going to move the needle much. Booker's a great speaker, and he's well liked among people who know him, but he's already proven once that he struggles to stand out in a primary, and there's no evidence that.
I don't think Wes Moore's even had like a presidential ambition.
Raphael Warnock, the other senator from Georgia. Warnock has won 2 Georgia Senate races, first in a 2021 runoff, and then
I like Warnock.
2022 against Herschel Walker.
I don't think he has presidential aspirations.
Warnock.
Voting block. So why is he in C tier? Well, just like these other guys I've talked about so far, he's barely registering in national polling, and unlike Ossoff, he doesn't have a 2026 race coming up to give him a momentum boost. He just won in 2022, so his next race isn't until 2028, which means he's kind of in this holding pattern where he's got a lot of the right credentials, but still needs more time to build his national profile.
He should not run for president.
In a way that would make him competitive. Just like Ossoff,
he's a minister, isn't he?
Would be worth giving up for Dems right
Something
now.
like
Let's
that.
keep moving
Yeah,
on.
I
The
think
former
so.
NASA astronaut and current
Yeah,
Arizona
he's a
Senator Mark
minister.
Kelly.
We don't
He's
need
won 2 Senate races in
ministers
Arizona,
as
which is a key swing state. He was reportedly in the running to Kamala Harris' vice presidential pick before she went with Tim Walz, so he was at least being considered at that level. He's run as a moderate in both of his campaigns, and if Democrats want to take a more centrist approach in 2028, Kelly could be a path to doing that. However, he's polling at around 5 to 6% nationally, and that number has been completely flat for months now. There's no upward trajectory.
Buttigieg,
he's not up for re-election until 2028, so he doesn't have a midterm
Fortunately,
catalyst
this is
to
what we
remind you he's a
got.
strong candidate.
We're gonna end up with Buttigieg, aren't we?
Overall, his
He's crazy popular for some reason.
We're going to get into what may seem like 2 controversial placements to some.
I don't
of you.
think
Let's
so.
start with Tim Walz. Walz was Kamala Harris's running mate in 2024, so unlike everyone else we talked about,
When was this made?
About 2 weeks ago.
Really?
The biggest issue though is that Walz is damaged goods right now.
Tim Walz is still in the like.
Walz dropped out of his re-election campaign for Minnesota governor amid a massive fraud scandal involving state welfare programs. The Trump administration froze federal child care payments to Minnesota, and Walz faced intense pressure from fellow Democrats to step aside. He announced he wouldn't seek a 3rd term, and he'll be out of office in January 2026.
Yeah,
2027.
he-
As
I
Waller
think
explicitly ruled out running for
his
president in
political
2028, though,
career
not entirely.
is
He's given some conflicting signals
on
over
the
the
way
past year,
out.
sometimes saying he's not interested and other times leaving the door open. The reality, though, is that a sitting governor being forced to drop his re-election bid due to a fraud scandal is not exactly the launching pad you want for a presidential
No
campaign.
shit.
He's tied to
No.
a losing
Yeah.
other options. By June 2025,
Right,
one
yeah.
person
Kamala
polled, finally,
Harris.
To round out the C tier, we've got Kamala Harris. This is largely
It's a
because her
C
trajectory
tier?
is pointed in the wrong direction.
She's
and
in
does
B
not
and
represent
A.
what Democrats need in 2028 at all. Let's look at the numbers. Right after the
Buttigieg
2024 election in
and
November,
Newsom.
Harris was polling at around 37 to 43% in national Democratic primary polls. That made sense because she had just run for president, everyone knew who she was, and a lot of Democrats felt she ran a decent campaign given the circumstances. But then her numbers started to fall as people began considering other options. By June
Sylvie.
2025,
Yeah.
one person poll had her at just 13%. By August, a race to the White House polling average had her at around 21%. Now in April 2026, she stabilized at around 24 to 27%, but that seems to be based almost entirely on name recognition. She's leading in national polls because people know who she is.
Honestly, it's not
And
that
she,
bad with the
and
closed
she,
caption.
and she absolutely does have ambitions. Like she's not making a secret at all. She definitely wants to run again.
Primary and she didn't win a single delegate because
Yeah,
she
'cause
dropped
she
out
got
before Iowa even
close.
happened. In 2024, she was essentially handed the nomination when Biden stepped aside.
Yeah,
so she
she's
didn't have
still
to prove she
running.
could actually win a contested primary.
I think
She
she'd
lost
I'm
be.
facing that high.
Here's the thing about Kamala. I think she actually did have the fundamental talent to be a good political athlete. She just doesn't stand for anything. Again, it's like that Obama disease about like wanting everyone to like you, and she sticks her finger in the air and she sees which way's the wind blowing. Instead of being like, "Hey, I see it this way. You should see it this way too."
The
You
speed
know?
is a trip. Can you turn it down to 1.25?
The fact
Yeah. I just want to get through the fucking.
It's got hella
Here.
choppy for a second.
of the matter is that Harris represents continuity with an administration that voters were not happy with.
Continuity?
Her legacy is tied to Biden's, and
Oh,
that's not an
yeah.
asset at this
Yeah,
point.
no
She's
more-
trending
no
down,
more
and while she'll
Biden people,
absolutely
no
be a
more
factor in the
Obama
2028
people.
race if she decides to run. I just don't see her as the best choice for Democrats if they want to win back the White House. She and Walz both represent the 2024 ticket that lost, and I'm not sure that voters are going to be excited about running that back in any form.
No,
so that's who we've got
I don't
in the
think
seat.
so.
It contains 7 different candidates who are all stuck in
B,
the middle.
A,
Some
and
are too
S?
unknown, some are
Yeah.
established
All right,
but lack
so
momentum, and two
I
are
think we're
tied
gonna
to a
get
leading
Josh
ticket with
Shapiro
major
in
baggage.
B.
Now let's move up to the B
You
tier,
think?
where we've got candidates who
Yeah,
actually have a real shot at
Shapiro's
breaking
B
through.
level.
The B tier of Democratic
Pritzker?
candidates. Now
Yeah,
we're beginning
Pritzker.
to get into the real contenders.
But I
B-tier
hope he doesn't
candidates
do
are
it.
people who have a legitimate shot
Because
at
if he's
winning the
running for
Democratic
governor to
nomination in
run for
2028
president,
and have a
fuck
decent
that.
chance at winning the presidency
And
as well.
Darren Bailey's
They've got
gonna
strong
win, and I
credentials,
can't-
solid
I
polling
can't have a
ability in the C
Republican
tier, and
run
have
my
actual
fucking
legitimate
state.
paths to victory. But they aren't quite the strongest of the bunch. These are candidates who could absolutely break through, but they're not there just yet. Let's go through each of them. We'll begin with J.B. Pritzker, the current governor of
No.
Illinois. Pritzker is a billionaire, which means he can self-fund a presidential campaign and not have to worry about fundraising any other way candidates do. He's been a pretty vocal Trump critic, and he was on Harris's VP shortlist in 2024, so he's been vetted at that
God
level. He's
damn
polling
it,
at only
it's
around
true.
2 to 3% nationally, which isn't great, but
Yeah.
he's running for re-election as governor in 2026, and if he wins that, it keeps him in the game. The main issue with Pritzker is that he doesn't have a ton of natural charisma, in my opinion, and Illinois isn't a swing state, so it's not like he's proving he can win over Trump voters. But he's a competent executive with plenty of resources, and in a wide-open primary, that matters a lot. Next up is current Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Oh,
Whitmer has some real
Whitmer,
advantages
huh?
here because Michigan is a critical
Shit.
swing state, and she's won there twice in 2018 and 2022. She was also on Harris's VP shortlist, and she's got pretty strong approval ratings in Michigan overall. Honestly, her biggest issue right now is that she's
What
been
happened
pretty
there?
quiet on the national stage
Oh, you're
compared to
good.
governors like J.B. Pritzker and Gavin Newsom, the latter who we'll talk about in a little bit, who are constantly in the news picking fights with the current administration. Whitmer is term limited and will be out of office in January 2027, so she'll have time to focus on a presidential run, but right now she's polling at only 2 to 3%.
Okay, Whitmer would be better than Pritzker because Pritzker's not term limited yet.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, again, if he... That could kill his term for his third term for governor here. Like, that would fuck us.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly
I don't
necessarily
think Pritzker's
his
going
time
to
yet.
run. I don't think he's going to run.
I hope
And
he
might not
doesn't.
even. He might not even care about becoming.
No, I
president.
hope not. I mean, I know that he's
Kentucky,
focused on winning the governor's race against Darren Bailey right now.
Yeah, that's probably like his main
Darren
focus
Bailey
right
is
now.
a fucking... He's a tool, bag of tools, man.
Is it, so it was it was Kamala Harris and then Pritzker and then
Well,
Whitmer.
Kamala's still in
Well, for on the
See.
video.
Kamala.
Come
Sorry.
on. Yeah.
Somebody's
So
in chat. I'm nervous.
it was in B level. In B level so far, it's been Pritzker and
And Whitmer?
and Whitmer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
pitch is that he's won 3 consecutive
Now we're
statewide
doing
elections
Andy
in
Bashir.
Kentucky.
Bashir?
Won by
Really?
11 points in
Bashir over
2024.
Kentucky,
He's-
man.
he's been in conversation for a minute, yeah.
Kentuckians make for great political athletes. Strong breed, Kentucky.
Which is giving him a national platform to travel around the country and build relationships with party operatives. The problem right now, and what's preventing him from the
Particularly the
is name
Wasps from
recognition.
Kentucky.
About 70% of
Yeah.
Democratic primary voters don't know who he is, which is the same problem the C-tier rising stars have. He's currently polling at around 3 to 4% nationally, and and he's term limited, so he'll be out of office in January 2027. Bashir is a really strong candidate on paper, but he's somehow starting from almost zero in terms of national awareness, and he's running out of time to build that up before 2028. If he's able to build up his national recognition, though, he'll be an extremely strong candidate. We've got two more names to cover in
we'll
this
see.
space, so let's
I
move
don't
on
know
to
if he
Josh
will.
Shapiro, the current governor of Pennsylvania.
I mean,
Absolutely
you've
not.
got
You called
you've
it
got
Shapiro?
Kentucky, Shapiro.
Yeah,
But it's like you've
Shapiro's
got.
awful.
It's just like I can't imagine going from being the governor of Kentucky to the governor of or the president of the United States. Like it just seems like a big jump. You know?
Yeah, they need a lot more time to pass. Maybe sometime down the line, but I think it's too soon for him.
Yeah,
As
it'd be
for
good like a
Josh
Secretary
Shapiro,
of Commerce or something like that. Shapiro.
Right.
Shapiro seems like is a horrible choice.
absolutely horrible choice. Yeah,
Horrible choice. Very Zionist.
I don't
Shapiro
see
is
him.
probably the most interesting
making
candidate
it.
in B tier because
He
has
does an
some
Obama
significant
impression.
strengths,
I don't
but
think
also some
America's
real baggage.
allow
On the strength
that.
side, he's the governor of Pennsylvania, which is probably the most important swing state in
Yeah,
the country.
his
He won
speaking
2022
style is
race by
really
double
weird.
digits, and he's got a 60% approval rating in the state. He was reportedly the front runner to beat Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
as VP
but
pick in
60%
2024 before she
in
went with
Pennsylvania
Nicole.
is
So on
not-
paper, he checks a lot of boxes.
Yeah,
but here's
never
where it gets complicated.
Right.
In 2023, one of Shapiro's
not
top aides
nothing.
was accused of sexual harassment by a female employee.
Well,
Shapiro's
that's
office
not
ended up
nothing
paying a
either.
$295,000 settlement, and both
exactly.
parties signed an NDA. The aide resigned,
Well,
but Shapiro refused to talk about it publicly,
Jesus.
calling it a private personnel.
How the
matter.
fuck
Female
did that
state
not
lawmakers
take
in
him?
both parties criticized him for the lack of transparency, and this whole thing resurfaced during the VP vetting process in 2024
Huh.
and likely hurt his chances of getting picked.
Oh,
Beyond that,
that's
Shapiro
why
is
she
polling
chose.
only 6
Well,
to
she was
7%
gonna
nationally,
choose
which is decent,
Shapiro.
but not
I was
amazing. He's
right.
running for re-election in
Yeah.
2026, and if he wins that, it'll give him another big swing state victory to point to. But right now, he doesn't have the momentum or the clear
Also,
path
he was
that
a
would
bit
put him in
too
eighth.
like
Finally, to
Israel
round out
friendly
the
at
B
the
tier,
time
we've got
too.
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, here
Buttigieg
we
gets
go.
the last
Buttigieg.
spot on B.
Buttigieg is probably the most
They didn't put him into
well-known
A, so who we
candidate
got
because
for
he ran
A?
president
Newsom?
I'm waiting, dude.
Newsom's one of them.
A&S. We got A&S. Let's go.
2025. He's got strong name recognition. He's probably the best communicator.
Now I'm
in the field,
excited.
and he's been leading in early New Hampshire.
You said
polls,
Westmore
which
isn't
matters
on
because New Hampshire
this.
will
That's
likely
too
be an
bad.
early primary
Right,
state
yeah.
again in 2028. He's polling at anywhere between 10 to 16% nationally, which is significantly
Dude,
better
fuck
than anyone
Pete
else in
Buttigieg.
Houston.
I
So
cannot
why isn't he
handle-
in A tier?
Right.
Well, there are a couple issues.
Right.
Oh my
First, he already
God.
ran in 2020, and his campaign
Yeah, I kinda
collapsed
feel you on
completely
that.
after
I
South
got- I
Carolina.
guess
He
he's
also has a
better
massive
than
problem with
Newsom,
black
though,
voters, who are a
like-
critical voting bloc
I
for
would say
Democrats. In
that.
some polls, he
I
literally
would
polls
say
at
that.
0% with them, and there's no evidence that he's fixed that problem since 2020.
But he wouldn't be better than
Second, and this may sound
Pritzker.
bad
It's
that I'm
just
even
too
bringing
bad
this up to some of
Pritzker
you, but he is
looks
openly
that
gay,
way.
and while it shouldn't matter, and all are welcome here on the Stick
Hey,
and
he's
Talk channel,
looking
there
better.
are some
He
real
lost weight.
questions about whether a
Has
gay
he?
candidate
Good.
can win a
Hey,
general
he's lost some
election in
shit on
2028.
weight.
Lots of political
Nice.
analysts have openly said that
Makes
this
me
could hurt his
happy.
chances, and there are
I'd
plenty of
honestly
voters in the
weigh
US
him
who
and Trump,
probably
and Trump would
vote
probably
for him
weigh
because of
more.
that reason. Buttigieg is a strong candidate
Yeah,
with a real
I-
shot
I
at the
would
presidency, but he's
believe
got a
that.
ceiling, and it's not quite clear whether he can break
All right,
through it
here we
just yet.
go.
And that wraps up the B tier. All of those
Let's
candidates have
go.
potential, but need
So
something to
like
happen
what?
That
before.
was
2 in the A
exciting.
and
Let's move on to the
2 in
B
the
tier,
A
where we've
and
got
1
the
in the
top
S.
candidates for 2028 in terms of current positioning. The A tier of Democratic
Add an
candidates.
S.
We are officially nearing the
Get
end of
it,
this
but
video.
yeah,
Ah.
fucking joke.
These are people who are already breaking
So
through.
here we
These two
go
candidates
with
are either actively rising
AOC
with momentum right now, or have already established themselves as clear
and
frontrunners
Newsom.
with the infrastructure to seriously compete for the nomination. And yet, both of these picks may seem controversial to many of you for different reasons. First up is Gavin Newsom, the governor of California.
shit,
Newsom
there
has
it
been
is.
positioning himself for a presidential
Too
election
high for me,
at this point, and
but-
he's doing it in a way that's pretty smart. He's term limited as governor, so he'll be out of office in January 2027, which means he can spend all of 2027 and 2028 focused entirely on running for president. He's been one of the most
God
aggressive
damn it,
Trump
he's
critics in
going
the
to.
country, as I mentioned
course
No,
he
earlier in
you
this
you
video.
peaked
He's
too early
constantly been
though.
picking fights with
The
administration
person who
and
peaks
positioning
this early
himself as a
never
resistance
wins.
leader. He's polling at anywhere from
I would
12
agree
to
with that,
19% nationally.
which is
But
why
You know what?
I
You
agree
have a
with
good
the
point
second
about
reason.
that.
Polling.
Right.
To add to that, California's approval of Newsom has actually gone up recently, from around 52% to 60%, which is impressive considering how polarizing he is to some people. The primary
Yo,
critique
I
of Newsom
talk
is that
about
from
this. I talk about this, Tom, in my most recent
Yep.
essay on Bill Clinton. Check
Yep.
that out. 42 years of congressional dominance up in smoke because of Bill fucking Clinton.
Yep.
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 California, so there are questions about whether he can actually appeal to swing state voters. He's also got a reputation for being overly polished in a way that may seem inauthentic. In terms of momentum, infrastructure, and national profile, though, Newsom
listen to
is
what
one
he
of the
says about his
strongest candidates
kid.
Democrats have right now, who isn't tied to a losing
yeah,
2024
right.
ticket. That can't be denied, no matter how fake he may seem to some of you. Let's move on to our main wild card, though, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. AOC is one of the most interesting candidates in the
A-tier.
field because her trajectory is completely
Do we
different
have
from
an
what
S
we
tier?
talked about.
She's
A year ago,
gone
she was
way
polling
up
around 2 to 3%
in terms of
nationally,
poll
and I had her
numbers.
all the way
Fuck,
down in my
dude.
Yeah,
Did you
and
see
she's
it this
gonna
week?
fucking run. She's
Yeah,
gonna
dude.
fucking run.
I think
I mean,
so.
people
Yeah.
are fucking-
Go for it.
79%,
They're feeling it.
300%
Yep.
increase in February 2026.
300% increase.
She's so not ready.
I mean,
Maybe.
I don't know,
She is
man.
So not ready to
she
be
could
president.
maybe she can just do the fucking full turn. You know, put on her skater gator shoes and just fucking be like, you know what, bitches?
Yeah.
I'm here to prove to you that Donald Trump really sucks. Okay.
I mean, maybe if she
Kickflip.
surrounds herself with the best people in the entire world, maybe she'll do well and knows how to listen.
Her
Hopefully
appearances
she's a great
lately
listener.
have been actually like really like a lot better than
Yeah.
her appearances in the past. for
Better
damn
than
sure.
whatever happened in fucking Berlin.
Yeah.
Democrats,
was
which is the
bad.
highest of any Democrat in the
Yeah.
field. She leads all Democrats among voters under 35 by double digits. She also did
Yeah.
her Fighting Oligarchy tour with Bernie Sanders
Yeah.
that drew over 200,000 attendees across the country, which shows she can mobilize people in a way that most politicians just can't. On top of that, a few
True.
months ago, she spoke at the Munich Security Conference, which a lot of people saw as a soft launch of sorts of her foreign policy credentials and a sign that she's serious about running for president. There's polling that shows that 46% of Democrats want a progressive candidate in 2028, and AOC is basically the only major progressive in the race if Bernie doesn't run, which I believe is pretty likely given his age. She's only 35 years old, so she'll be 38 by the time the 2028 election happens, which makes her eligible to run, but also makes her the youngest person on this list by a decent margin. The main question with AOC is whether she can expand her appeal beyond the progressive base. She's incredibly popular with young voters and progressives, but can she win over moderates and older Democrats who are more skeptical of her beliefs? Can she win a general election in states like Pennsylvania and Michigan? Those are legitimate questions to ask, but what can't be denied right
With
now is that she
time,
probably
I
has
think
more
it'll
momentum than
become
anyone
more
else on this
likely.
list, and she's generating the kind of enthusiasm.
If she can win the primary, I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
if she
Yeah.
wins the
Primary,
primary,
she wins
that's,
the
that's,
general.
that's the real
She's
that's the
running
real
against the
problem.
primary, yeah.
That's the real challenge is the fucking primary.
That's what we need if they
No, I
want
agree.
to win back the White House. She would be a risky pick, but she's also the candidate with the highest ceiling in terms of energizing the base and
And
turning out
she's
voters who don't
smoking
normally
hot
participate
and
in
only gets
elections.
hotter
So that's our
every
8-year wrapped
fucking
up. Like
year.
I said, two extremely different candidates in terms of their politics, but they find
Every
themselves
year
here for
she
similar
gets hotter.
reasons. I understand it
Swear to
may seem
God.
controversial, so
Yeah.
it seems like a great time to remind you that none of these picks are based on a candidate's political beliefs. Now let's wrap this video up by
Too bad
talking
she doesn't
about our
get
S tier,
smarter
the
every
S tier
year.
of Democratic candidates. Folks, we have finally arrived at the S tier, the absolute best of the best, the candidates who have everything we want in a
Who is
Democratic
it?
nominee for 2028. The problem is, there's nobody here. It's completely empty.
Oh,
There is no
Yep.
bada
fucking
bing,
nailed
bada
it.
boom.
I believe
I was
Yeah.
like, who's a Rokana? Like, what's
No,
going
Yeah.
on
it's
here?
nobody. I knew it.
I was waiting for you guys to react to that one because when I first listened to this, I was like, well, who could it be? It's like, oh, of course it's no way because there's nobody
No,
that
it's
fucking
nobody.
here right now. Of
Yeah,
course,
so
yeah.
we got A tier, but
working class voters in the Rust Belt? Do they want someone who can energize young people and progressives? Do they want a
Yes.
safe establishment pick?
So,
or
like-
do they
like,
take a risk
as
on
of-
someone new? Those are the questions
Someone
that
new.
are going to
Right
have to answer over
now,
the next 2 years. And
It really does look like AOC is the best out of the choices we have right now.
Well,
Yeah.
the word, if you want to reduce things down to
Potential
one word, the one
candidates.
word is anti-establishment. That's
Yes.
what people are going to want. They want an anti-establishment president. They want a new Democratic Party that is made in his or her image. This is
Yeah.
not just a president that they're voting for. They're voting for a completely new rebranding. This is
Yeah.
completely rebranding the entire party. That's what most people want. That's
Yeah,
what millennials and Gen Zers want.
Yeah, AOC
Yes.
like more or less actually said that. I would want to change the country. You know, she I forget where the appearance was when she was talking about it or what the exact quote was, but she did like specify that her intentions would be to change the country. And it was in response to hit pieces being put out on her by the likes of Jeff Bezos, who were basically fear mongering and taking a shot across the bow at people like AOC, and basically warning her like you're crossing the line.
Well-
Because they're fucking scared of her, you know.
well, yeah, 'cause
and
they don't
and-
want They want establishment, but they
Mhm.
also want like again
Someone they
somebody
can
that's going to
control.
play within the fucking
Bingo.
confines of Citizens United.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
like that status quo politics.
Well, that's going to be
bullshit.
up on. Don't you think abolish? So abolish ICE will obviously be a prerequisite, but then I think abolish APAC is coming too, man. And
Yeah.
abolish APAC means taking a hard look at all of campaign finance.
Yeah, her one of her biggest
I
things
mean,
should be
the way that
overturning
you
the
can make it
Citizens United.
not about APAC is just by focusing on
Citizens United.
Citizens United.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you can
Yeah, I
wrap
agree.
it all into that,
Right.
and then
But APAC, no, but APAC is the
That-
biggest
that'd be the-
perpetrator.
Yes, of course.
They are, absolutely. But-
In her position, it would be more of an umbrella, you know,
Yeah.
because all of it is underneath the umbrella of Citizens United. These giant super PACs, their power wouldn't be possible without that Citizens United ruling. So it gets her. It gives her enough plausible deniability and enough leeway to be like, I'm against all of it. It's corruption. It's pay to play. It's legalized bribery. That was Cenk Uygur's line for the longest time because it's fucking true. It's legalized bribery, and taking that and running with it, and having it apply to all like the major PACs and special interests and whatnot. That is a winning message. I think more so than singling out anyone. Of course, bringing them up, obviously, the NRA, APAC, what have you, but having a central unifying message, I think.
I don't know, man. NRA started up for trans rights. I'm starting to read. I mean, I'm a 2A guy
Right.
as it is. I'm one of those 2A leftists. I actually love to shoot. So
Yeah.
I mean,
But if you're a responsible gun owner, you should have no problem with stricter gun laws because they won't affect you.
I have absolutely none of that. Like, I won't
Right.
fight against stricter. I mean, dude, I live in
They won't
Chicago.
affect you.
Like,
If you're a responsible gun owner, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
honestly, I would institute the national, like what we have nationally. Just like
Yes.
we
Well,
have
I think you should have to go to fucking train with a cop
background
like,
checks
once
all
a,
that.
once a year.
But that's unrealistic.
You can go to the
That's
gun range
unrealistic.
you can go to the gun range with a cop once every 3 years.
You don't need to be with a cop. The thing is, gun ranges have they're all certified to handle firearms the way that they do. Most of them are, ex-soldiers or
Yeah.
any of this stuff. Like everybody that works at a range knows exactly what they're doing. And
I know
they're
that.
all federally, they're all state and federally regulated to a degree too.
That was my thing for the longest time. When I first learned how to like trap shoot, for example, shoot 12 gauges, it was with handlers and whatnot. So some old codgers, people who had seen some shit, and it's very much a controlled environment. And
I learned from a guy like my age.
yeah,
I did. But the thing is, like, he was certified by the state to work there, and I mean, it's target shooting at a range, and like they teach you how to handle. They teach you like different grips. Like obviously, like you have you have normal grip, then you have like stable grip, all that kind of thing too. Like if you're trying to like do quick release, which I don't know. I'm not John Wick, so I don't give a shit about that.
Right.
But no, that's the thing. Like I like to go blow off steam by just like going to a range with a friend and just that's it. Like, but even home fucking defense, realistically, it's all locked away. Like I have never understood this fantasy of like having your weapon easily accessible. Like that shit's wild to me. Where I'm just like, oh,
yeah, because you don't live out in the boonies. Because you don't live out in the boonies, and you don't have marbles rolling around in your head because you're so fucking lonely.
Right,
like, dude, living in a rural area is so fucking brutal. The closest I ever came was living in a ski town, and it was amazing because it was like, so many people there to ski, and then the summertime there was a lake, and like, it's amazing. But that's not the way most rural areas are in America. No. Most rural areas in America, I say there's 3 levels of gun owners. There's home gun owners, there's gun enthusiasts, which it sounds like what you are, PepTalks, and then there's gun nuts. And those are the people who fantasize about live targets. Those are the people who are like, it's like a video game. Yeah. And they were like, I can't wait to see, like, to shoot something that's moving is a hell of a lot more fun than shooting something that's just stationary, right?
No,
so
I don't like anything live. Hunting, any of that. Nah, I can't.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like I went out hunting and like I clipped a bird and like I did a poor job. And my buddy, like this happened when I was like 13. My buddy's dad was so mad too because he was just like, "Oh man,
you're supposed to kill it right away."
Yeah. He's like, "You're supposed to kill it with the first shot." He's like, "This one's ruined." Pow! I was like, "What? No!"
Damn, dude. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, that's gonna stick with you.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Every time I think about it, like, no, I don't think I want to go hunting.
No way. No. Nope.
I might not. It might be a reliving that moment. But also realistically, it's just like, oh God, no, like just I'm
just to sit with it. Yeah, of course.
No,
I totally get it.
But it's also like a respect thing. Like I respect like firearms so much at that point. Like I that's what what you're saying about gun nuts. I hate those guys because they make responsible firearm enthusiasts look bad.
Well, it's all percentages. I mean, it's like what percentage of gun owners would you qualify as gun nuts? I'd probably say less than 5%. Maybe more, maybe less than 10%. I don't know. You
I
tell
mean,
me.
it depends on where
you're more
you're at.
connected. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It depends on what part of the country you're in, how close you are from the Beltway. Those kinds of things.
Yeah,
Tell you what, they could all
even
benefit from
extends-
going to some stand-up comedy shows every now and then. Jesus Christ, those gun nuts need to lighten the fuck up.
Yeah, well,
No, of
no,
course, they're
because
all really
then
uptight.
they show up to these comedy shows and they're fucking heckling. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
oh my god, like
Yeah,
they really
and-
It's a
do.
good way to get it's a good way to
even-
get your ass kicked.
It goes beyond just being like a gun nut too. Like these folks like are like all about like big time security and surveillance and whatnot. It's like these are the same kind of people who will put up big security systems around their whole property.
Yeah.
Those cameras that are on like a swivel that follow and track you as you move and shit, or the cameras that talk to you if you run them like walk by it, and you are being recorded and shit.
Yeah. Dude, I have one of those in my neighborhood.
No, for real. I
I am too.
My job requires me like I go to house to house to service them and whatnot, and I come across that shit all the time. It's the creepiest shit. You just see a camera literally following you and tracking your movements and just staring right at you. It's the most unnerving shit. Imagine like just buy a gun.
Yo, do you ever feel like it's just like, yo, what the hell do you have in that house that you got a moving camera at your front door?
Exactly.
Like, I always think I'm just like, what operation is this?
Like you're contributing to the surveillance state, dude. Like
it's not even just surveillance state. It does actually kind of make me think, like, do you have tinfoil on your windows? I have a feeling you have tinfoil on your windows. You got something going on in there. I don't know. Listen, I've been to some houses in my time where it's just like,
right. Do you have a secret basement that is not disclosed?
Panic room?
Numbers?
You ever seen the movie Black Phone?
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
I
good
don't
movie.
think I have. Yeah.
Actually, it's a fucking good movie. Like if you like some horror
Panic
and
Room is
Ethan
great,
Hawke.
though. I do love Panic Room. It does make me think of
Panic
that,
Room.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
absolutely.
Jodie Foster.
That's right.
Kristen Stewart. Early.
No, it's
Kristen...
Jodie Foster.
Kristen
Yeah,
Stewart
but the daughter
was
was
her kid.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yes,
Yeah, super
that
young.
was
She
one
was
of-
super young, yeah.
Early movies.
That's
That's the
Kristen
daughter in that
Ritter?
movie. Yeah.
Kristen Stewart.
Wow, I did
Stewart,
not
yeah.
know that.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. No, I love that movie, dude.
Forrest Whitaker, Jared Leto.
David Fincher was one of my favorite directors. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, really well done.
Oh, he
movie.
directed. I didn't
Yeah.
even know he directed Panic
Yes,
Room.
yes, that was one of
Yeah.
his.
crazy.
I actually also just watched Alien 3, the director's cut, assembly cut.
I've heard that.
So the Aliens franchise gave birth to 3 A-list directors.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, Joss Whedon was 4.
Yeah, Joss Whedon's an A-lister. Yeah, for
crazy.
sure.
No, so, 4.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
4.
4
That one-
A-list directors.
That one
Talent.
franchise
Love it.
gave us 4 A-list directors.
Listen, I
Insane. I
might
love
be
it.
biased, but I kind of like the franchise.
It's
It's
a good
kinda like-
franchise.
It's fantastic.
It's a hell of a lot better than X-Men, dude. X-Men had so
Fuck.
much fucking potential, and then they went down
Fucking
the
Brett
apocalypse. As soon as you go down, but see, like the whole Phoenix saga is a death trap.
Yep.
Like it looks good on paper, but all it really is just saying that there was Apocalypse, who was like the most powerful, and then there was Jean Grey, who became the Phoenix, and now she's the most powerful. There's nothing interesting going on. The interesting things that happen in X-Men are like the different abilities interacting with each other, like
I would
Magneto
actually argue
being
that the
able
most
to take
interesting
like
thing was
Wolverine and put
Madeline
him up
Pryor.
on a wall.
Like,
Was that?
I would argue that like the most interesting thing about Phoenix Saga was Madeline Pryor and not knowing if it was real Jean or not. You know, and then like
Sure.
like you have like fake Jean who's from the Hellfire Club, like, and then
Right.
it leads to Emma Frost and all that. Like that's what I liked. It was more of like the low key intrigue, like, you know, espionage angle. Like Chris
But they didn't have any
Claremont used to do
patience for that.
Fuck no. But they do now. They do
Right.
now. Apparently they're actually basing the new X-Men on like the Claremont stuff, which is all like about
Oh,
the
cool.
nuances. Like that's where you got Kitty Pryde and all that kind of like interpersonal stuff. It was
It's
actually
about
really cool.
relationships.
I had a really I met Chris Claremont at a Comic-Con and he was I had to literally do the thing where I was like, dude, you have a line. Like, I gotta go. Like, you're pissing me off some people because he would not stop, but he was awesome because he was talking about Colossus and Kitty Pryde. how he was just like, they are my favorite relationship because they can't be together. I was just like, oh, he's like, yeah, like if they ever marry like these two, that's the end of X-Men comics. He's like, I'm telling you right now, because like it's a forbidden love type of thing. Also, every time that they get close, it makes them like become a different version of themselves. You see Kitty go into Shadowcat and get really deep and like kind of like, you know, kind of pissed off. That's where her and Wolverine hook up at one point, which is a little, you know, risque. It's a little like, all right.
I've been to certain conventions and whatnot. Like I'll go to like SAC Anime or uh, Fanime Con in San Jose or Stockton Con, what have you, and it's always super nice to just come across either voice actors or actresses or live action actors or what have you that are passionate about their roles and will just talk your ear off about what they their own theories and what they went through playing certain roles, doing different scenes and whatnot. It's always great to hear like a sort of like a behind the scenes thing from someone who's like literally up close and personal and lived it and portrayed it. It's great. I love it.
Oh, dude, that shit is, yeah, like actually to that, like the people that write it too, where you're just like, dude.
Yes, like, exactly. I actually
met passion rules.
I met the creator of The Crow, like the original
James
comic
O'Barr?
book.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually had him sign because I actually found a DVD for The Crow at the exact same convention.
Nice.
I was like, oh shit! Like I gotta have this.
Yeah.
You know, with Brandon Lee and everything. And since he was there, like I was like, I might as well have him sign this as well.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yeah.
About his girlfriend and how like The Crow is literally him getting his grief out, like.
No, I
the story you're talking about.
Yeah,
the
story
character,
of the Crow is literally his. So he had the love of his life.
She was killed, right?
Yeah, she died in a car accident from a drunk driver, and he was ready to end his life when he figured instead of doing that, he wanted to. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna put this grief somewhere, and he created the Crow.
That's right. Yeah, and the most, you know, I guess it's ironic in a sense because tragedy struck once again when Brandon Lee died on the set of making the Crow movie. Yeah. Just very
with a prop gun, and it's also messed up when you know what scene it is. It's the one where he puts his hand on it.
Really? Oh man, I didn't know that. I actually did not know that.
Fires the ring out. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tragic shit. Like who would even guess? You know.
Yeah,
still a great movie though.
If you can't tell, I'm a huge comic book nerd.
No, I get it. I mean, you should see my goddamn room. I have like
no, I appreciate it,
everywhere.
Man.
Yes,
dude,
look
it's
at this shit.
Cool. Fuck yeah. I'm a Maynard fan too.
I just saw Pussifer last night.
Dude, I saw Pussifer in fucking Rockford at a fucking bar. It was the shit.
I love. Yeah,
oh
that's
my
amazing.
God. Yes, it was pre-pandemic too, and their pandemic. I gotta say, their pandemic music was fucking fire too.
No, I agree. Yeah. Existential Reckoning, one of the best things they ever did.
Hell yeah, man! Yeah, we're buddies.
Yes, we are. Yes, shit, like fucking. Come on anytime, honestly, dude. You're welcome.
My guy likes Red Dead, friggin' Better Call Saul. You got the friggin' Star Wars, and then on top of it, Tool fan. Fuck, dude, you've been hiding this guy.
Yeah, giant nerd. What can I say? fuck all. Let's rename our channels and shit.
Dude, you know what's funny? I've done this with a few other this space creators where like we just find out that we vibe on different shit. Like me and Alex, we vibe on comedy. Me and Jeff for fucking Good Morning Comrade, we vibe on wrestling. It's just so fucking like I love that.
Right.
Like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go for it.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I even have another channel where I just talk strictly about music or react to it, and
God, I wish I was smart like that.
I mean,
politics.
That channel is starved for content, but I mean, I have equal passion for that, and equal passion for this. I mean, with this channel last year especially, I got really jaded with it because I was just so um, disheartened by just the state of things. It was just
Yeah.
wearing down on my mental state and whatnot. And so, like talking about what terrible shit is the Trump administration doing today, it just got too much. So I had to step away from a little bit. But now it's like I find a lot more balance to it and everything, and I can actually talk about these things without going into like an existential crisis.
Yeah.
It really is like a balancing act sort of thing.
Unfortunately, I find myself doing the same thing sometimes. I try not to, but
Yeah,
it gets to the best of us, man. Sometimes,
yeah.
but you gotta.
Well,
River
I
of
feel like a lot of
Peace.
these I feel like a lot of these conversations sometimes are like group therapy for what's going on, and we're all
Really
just
is.
like people. It's like someone dies and you have to come to terms with the fact that you're never going to talk to that person ever again. And
Sure.
we've had a lot of funerals over the last 18 months. You know,
Yeah, I
that's the
actually,
fucking truth of it. Is we've had a lot of fucking funerals since Trump 2.0 came in. This is so much worse than Trump 1.0.
It
Like
is.
this is
so
so
much
much. This is
more,
so much
It's
worse.
yeah.
without a
This
doubt. Yeah. River of Peace chiming in. Patriot, are you fully bald now? Yeah, I actually shaved everything off
oh
back
shit.
in late October, and it's just so much better. So much better. But
How
yeah,
much longer are we going? Because I
We're
I
gonna
do have
wrap
to.
soon.
I was
Yeah,
about
we're
to
yeah,
gonna
say,
wrap soon. Yeah,
I
we're
do
yeah.
have
gonna
to
wrap.
rip a piss, but I'm down to hang. Like I'm at that awkward place where I'm just like I really gotta pee.
No, I totally get. We go for like an hour and a half, and whatnot.
Yeah, I think we're at the sweet spot now if we want to wrap because I was at 30 and now I'm at 15. So
Cool.
Yeah.
why don't we
We'll
pep
have
talks? You
around
want
four.
to pep talks then stat bet then I'll wrap it. I'll take us home. Go ahead.
No,
Final
appreciate
words.
it, man. Really, well, geez, glad to be here. You can follow me at PepTalks TV on YouTube and Twitch. I have a daily show called High on Politics. I start at 4 p.m. usually. Wednesday's special day, 2 p.m. This is all Central Time, so come and check it out. I like to call it like the stoner circle of the internet, where it's we chill, we talk politics, some serious stuff, but yeah, come talk some politics and pass to the left.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we should be tuning. We should be doing the same thing next Tuesday around the same time, unless something changes. And then right after that, I actually have a trip to Vegas
Oh,
Nice.
planned
nice.
for the next few days. Yeah, me and a few friends are going to go see a metal show, and we're going to gamble a little bit, and hopefully gas doesn't increase like another gallon before the trip actually starts, so that our budgets don't get adjusted accordingly. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. There's a few. Thank you, River of Peace. Have fun in Vegas, they say. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in as well. I've been hovering around a decent size comparatively of viewers and whatnot. Um, thank you all again so very much, and go watch Deter's 2 new videos that he just dropped yesterday. They're actually really fucking good.
Yeah, thanks guys, and thank you pep talks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, this
We'll
was a
have you
blast.
back.
Enjoyed
We'll
it.
have
Hell
you
yeah.
back. We'll have you back again soon. Until
Yeah.
then, please check out my new latest essays, and never forget that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Everybody have a good night.